Hi guys, and welcome to Mike's Positively Technical World videos. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've read in the comments section on the which one number is this again? The Works wx739 video that I've done just over a year and a half ago now. A guy called Ronnie Real 516. He's got a few questions, and I thought I might do a video just to answer them because I could type it, but it's probably actually easier for me to do a video. He asked, does it still work just as well as it did a year and a half ago? Yes, it does. There's your answer straight away. It's fantastic. I still use it. I'd probably say at least once a week on various different projects. Intricate pieces, obviously in the corner. It's just as good as your standard Dremel, as useful as well. If so, more so due to the fact being it is that a lot lighter, and obviously it's the fact being you've got the battery packs. Obviously you can use I find the Dremel battery packs are extremely expensive for what they are, considering they're only about 2 amp. They cost about £54.99 each, and you can't use them on anything else. Works batteries, they're obviously they were selling them for as little as 20 quid the other day on sale, and they're 2 amp, but you can also use them on everything else, including your garden equipment, stuff like that. You just can't do that with Dremel. That hope answers that one for you. You say runtime with light usage at 5,000 to 15,000 RPM. How long does it last on a 2 amp battery? That's a bit of a tricky question. Obviously, it's very subjective to how hard you use the tool. However, I do have a little piece of kit which I can try and answer that question with. For that, I've got a 2 amp battery. It's a 2021 model. You can see just there. It's fully charged, and you can see even on the slow charger, the slow charger indicates it's fully charged, and it won't take any more. Therefore, I consider this a completely fully charged 2 amp battery. If you charge it onto the fast chargers, 2 amp and above, you can fit a little tiny bit more juice in with this, just to get it to peak a little bit higher. And voltage-wise, you'll see it's got a full 20.8 volts. That's about the most manly battery I can get my hands on with the most amount of oomph in it. It's also one of my newest batteries, so I'm just going to convert that here. This little device I've made, I've shown it in a couple of other videos. It's basically it's a juiceophone sort of piece of kit. So it's actually called a watt meter. It's quite a technical piece of kit, and what it does is it monitors how many volts and amps, and then combined with that uses the what's it been called? I can't remember the triangle thing. The volts times amps equals watts. It will come to me, I'm sure, probably when I'm sleeping one night. But yeah, that sure enough gives you a wattage hour figure as well. But we're going to concentrate on amps, how many amps it draws. So you basically take your amperage of the battery, in this case 2,000 milliamps, and then you divide that by that figure there at the top left hand corner, and that will actually give you a digital format of runtime in hours theory. And then we'll also be able to work out the watt hours as well, because it does display that, and this battery is a 36 watt hour battery, and we'll be able to see comparatively how many watt hours this product in use takes versus how much current is potentially left. Obviously, it will never get it right the way down, because to do that you'd need a product that draws 0.01 amp to get it right the way down. I'm also going to be using a stopwatch just so you can keep an eye on the time, and how long it actually physically lasts whilst I'm doing these tests. I won't do a full complete battery drain because I'll be able to mathematically tell you how long it can last in reality. For the process, I'm going to be using, you said you like using burrs, so I'm going to be using a burr on the end here. This is I think it's a quarter inch burr. It's attached in the standard format to me, good old faithful, the same one that I have used obviously in the original video. I did get another one of these, but I gave it to my wife for doing crafty bits and pieces. So this is still my OG original, along with my original hub as well, even though I do now have 3 of these. So I can actually tell you beforehand that the minimum this takes is 0.26 of an amp just running on idle with no load. At your preferred RPMs, you said about 10,000 or so RPM, it's about 0.36 of an amp. and the maximum flat out with no load is 0.6 of an amp. We're about to find out together how much current it draws. I'm hoping you can see that there. I'm just going to bring in the object. The object's going to be a piece of 3x2 CLS. It's the standard fake 3x2, as I like to call it. So it's actually, I think, 68 profile that way and 38 that way. Or 62, 38. It's the fake 3x2 or plain square edge PSE finished rather than rough sawn, which is genuine 3x2 or 75x50, which is not because it's actually 75x48. But let's not even go there. So yeah, we'll call it 3x2. Hopefully that's in frame. That's there. You can still just about see that. I'm probably going to bring that and just place it on top here. I might even turn the lights down just so you can see it a little bit better. And let's just turn that light down as well. Then it's the only worry is trying to keep that in frame. I hope you can see that just there. I know it's a bit wonky, but at least it keeps it in frame. And I'll start using it and you can see whereabouts it goes to. Then we'll do some maths on it and we'll find out where it goes. So at the moment currently it's sitting about 0.4 amp. And you did say light use as well, so I'm not going to push it too hard. I suppose we should start a timer for what it's worth, but in all fairness this is actually a better timer in here anyway, but it means nothing really. So there you go. It's just reached a minute there. I'm not going to bore you too much with that, but we do now have some data. So basically the battery has used very, very little of its initial voltage. It's used 0.015 of an amp of juice, and it will approximately use 1.55 of an amp based on the peak readings. The peak reading for this particular example was, as it comes around, 1.55 amp, so that's the maximum it drew, and that was when I pushed very, very hard. You can actually see, really want to come down here, but you're tough, you're going to do it anyway. You see I gouged it quite badly. No, over here camera, that's it, there you go. I gouged the wood quite hard, and that's where it drew 1.44 amps. So based on that, you can actually calculate as it comes around. He says 0.5 amp. It was a 2 amp battery, so using it like that, it would take, and he says without a calculator in his hand, which is always going to be very fun. Bear with 1 second, please. So in theory, based on my mathematical calculations, which I'm a little bit hazy at because I've had to do these manually because I don't have a calculator with me, you get approximately a 2-hour runtime. With that, that's quite impressive to say the least. I will go and do some math on that on the calculator. Unfortunately, the only calculator I have is on the device which I'm currently recording on, therefore it makes it a little bit more difficult. But rest assured, I will do that, and I will write it up in the comments section myself. You also asked whether or not the humble rotary tool, the Maker X, has the function and ability to have a multi-vice chuck. Then the answer is quite simple. Yes, yes it does. You can take this, which is the Dremel one, and you can just screw it on. It's the same thread. I'll actually take all of the Dremel accessories, so if you're wondering about that, then yes, it will take the Dremel accessories. And then you can have your infinite sized chuck. So go right the way down for your smallest of small drill bits, or more intricate parts that you fancy to craft with. If only there it goes. I personally don't particularly like this, if I'm honest, because you have to get your little fin spanner in underneath here to, obviously you don't use your actual 10mm spanner, you use your little tool that's supplied with it, but to get it up real nice and tight you can get your little spanner, which I have got one here somewhere, he says. See if I can get it out without it dropping. There you go. So with this you just need to slacken it right the way off, put your burr in here, or your tool of choice if you can get it loose enough. There we go. Do this up and then get your spanner on the flat down there to do it up nice and tight. I often find with using this, because of the extra inertia it has, it does tend to undo. It's a little bit annoying, which is why I don't like using it. Having said that, it can save you on buying inserts. This is my original insert. Come on, focus, keep up. So this is, yeah, my original insert. And as you can see, it's gone skew with shape. That's because it's made out of a very squishy metal, and it doesn't like being even vaguely caught on the side. I think I remember rightly, I just put in a bit that's a little bit too wrong, got caught on this side, put a little bit too much pressure on it, and it bent this, so it's now a wonderful oval shape. And I have in the past tried to bend these back, and if you bend them back too much, they snap just there and then are completely useless. So although you can try bending them back slightly, it's really not worth it. Just live with it, and if they're a bit difficult, then they're a bit difficult, okay? But yeah, there you go. I hope this has answered your questions, or has it opened up a load more for everyone? Obviously, I don't answer every single question with a video, but those that I feel warrant it, they do get videos. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just a lot easier for me to do a video conceptually than to try and write a giant essay. So there you go, Mr. Ronnie Real 516. As always, guys, like and subscribe if you want more videos and more in-depth, obviously, reviews. I'm now about to go and do another viewer suggestion video or viewer Q&A video, and then I'm going to get on with some normal videos. I shall see you in the next one. Take it easy.